So the collaborative process as a team has this very unique dynamic. We get to talk about the good things and the bad things. The willingness to move towards a difficult situation, a situation or issue that makes us anxious. So your team has to be willing to move into that issue and dig down. A lot of people don't, we'd rather avoid. I had a new team start last week and there was a big elephant in the room, husband's having an affair, and we could have avoided it. I knew it, everybody knew it, and as we're going through our goals, I finally just said, shall we talk about it now? We've got to move into those anxiety-provoking situations, otherwise it's an impediment as we move the team forward. It puts a crack in the foundation of the team we've put together. You, before you select those neutrals, by the way, should have asked yourself and your clients a lot of questions. The questions are, is this a financial case? Do I need my strength in my financial neutral? Or is this a mental health case? Or is this a parenting case? And you go to your bios and you start thinking about the best fit for the identified issues you've done in your consultation with your client. Teams support a community that becomes very important of communication. We are teaching in every meeting how to communicate. We're not only teaching each other how to communicate in our professional communications, but we're modeling for the parties how to communicate to each other in a respectful way. It is so important. So you bring your A game, you bring your non-litigation communication to the table. I think that's one of the hardest transitions I've observed in teams. When it gets going a little tough, we flip into using front-loaded negative and aggressive language, and we try to control that way instead of stepping back and remember that we are bound together in a different format. We're bound together with common interests, and then we set a direction, and that's our agenda. The agenda, in my opinion, is one of the most important things that the mental health neutral does for the team. It sets expectations, it sets time frames, it becomes clear to the litigants who are in a process that feels out of control where they can go in this process. It is the absolute job of the mental health professional to keep it balanced. And the way I balance is it by asking questions, saying if somebody's talking too much, well, let's hear what so-and-so has to say. It's my job to do that balancing. That's my position. Some teams start out in conflict, but they have such a positive outcome and they feel it at the end of the meeting that there's synergy moving forward. So it's not necessarily where you start, but where you end up and whether you walk away feeling better about yourself as that team member. We do a full team debrief once the agreement is signed. We give the people a chance to talk about us as a team. Where else do mental health professionals and financials get to give attorneys feedback? Where else? We don't. Where else do attorneys get feedback about their performance, their skills, what they're bringing to the table, and what they need to work on? Nowhere. You go into a courtroom and you leave, and you think you did great, and then you get the order, and you go, wow. Or you think you really didn't do a good job, and you get the order, and you go, wow. I've had 2 cases post-signing come back for specific issues. And it's been amazing. Their divorces are fine, but there have been new issues and they want to reconvene the team. It's been amazing. When they've got a problem, oh, let's go back to the process. Let's reconvene our team to solve our issues. It's been great. So in the last couple of weeks, 2 teams have come back. And we've rewritten our collaborative agreements. We've set out what our goals are. It's great. So it's going to be something you see, but that's really the whole process of trust. And just think about the memories you've created for those parents going out there. You've embedded in their memories that this wasn't such a bad process. So divorce, because of those teams, is now changing.